Yo, what it do, man? Your boy Zaytoven checking in live and direct right here on ChristJames.com. Dig that. I'm gonna show these boys how to shoot this thing, man.
See what you got, though.
Now, don't make me look bad on camera.
What it do? The Christ James, Zaytoven. I want to get into this, the situations and the behind the music industry stories on how you met like Gucci, like how y'all connected, and how you like the So Icy situation.
The way me and Gucci met, man, I moved out here from California, and I went to the barber colleges on Counter Road called Hair School. So, I was going there to get my barber license because I cut hair. That's what I do. That's what I do to make money.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean? So, I went there, and, I'm new in town, and I got a studio at the house. So, naturally, you got guys that you meet there that rap and want to do some music. So, a couple of guys from the school will come over. They'll come over every day after school. We'll do music. One of these guys was a friend of Gucci Mane. And mind you, this wasn't Gucci Mane at the time. It wasn't a guy that was trying to make it in the rap game. Yeah. It was just a guy that had his little nephew. He wanted to get him some beats for him and help him write and try to help him get on.
Yeah.
So he brought Gucci over one day. Gucci was like, man, I want to get some beats. I got my little nephew. I'm trying to get on. And he wrote songs for him. So I remember the song was called Lil Buddy. His nephew had a song called Lil Buddy that Gucci wrote. But it was so like nursery rhyming.
Yeah.
Where, you know what I mean? So nursery rhyming, but it was so good that it's like, dang, that's a record.
Yeah.
Like, dang, you wrote that? So, it went from, I like that, so it went from him coming over to doing that, trying to write for his nephew to, it's like, well, I'm like, dang, Gucci, you sound so good, bro, you need to record. Like, he'll record it so his nephew can come over and record it, after him. But I was like, man, you sound so good, you do it so good. You ought to be doing it for real.
Exactly.
And it just went from there, man. It went from that to every day he'll call me in the morning, I'm brushing my teeth, you up, I'm finna come over there. And we just recording, we just doing music.
Damn,
you know what I mean? So
that's what's up. So, like, when it comes to another story, because you got so many stories in the game, you got so many stories in the game. Like, how did you come up with Papers? Like, did you know that like Usher was gonna make it about his ex-wife, or you just was like, yo, I'm gonna produce this? It got an R, because I wasn't really used to the R&B feel, but I know you probably did R&B a lot.
I did, man. I'm a church musician, so I play keys and I come up with melodies like that. So, but when I made the track for Usher, I made the beat 3 years before Usher and them even heard it. So, I made the track. It was like, that was me being at home just making music, making some R&B beats at the house. But I didn't make a lot of them because people come to me for trap music. They want hard music, you know what I mean? So I only got a handful of R&B sounding tracks. So it was like, at the time, I had maybe 6-7 songs on the radio. Just like, okay, it's Zaytoven going crazy. So the guy Sean Garrett that writes songs for Usher reached out to me.
Yeah.
He reached out to me like,
the pen.
Yeah, the pen. Yeah. So he reached out to me like, dang, what's up, man? I gotta get with you, bro. I'm working on this and that and that. I'm like, all right, cool. So I went to the studio, played him some beats, and that one, I made it 3 years ago. But I'm going to a writer that I never done this before. I gotta play him some R&B sounding beats. So I gotta go find which R&B beats I got. I picked one from 3 years ago, 2 years ago, one I made 2 days ago. Like, I ain't got that many. Yeah. So, I pulled that out, and then he was like, ooh, this it right here. He instantly went in the mic booth and started coming up with a melody to it, right? So, he was like, ooh, Zay, this it right here. This gonna be big. Even then, we didn't know it was gonna be for Usher.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then it might have been 3 months later, he come like, ooh, I got this song gonna be for Usher. And me, I ain't never worked with no writers or did nothing with Usher. I ain't never talked to this man on the phone and nothing. So I'm like, yeah, all right, cool, man. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah,
that's cool. Then I hear from somebody else, Coach K had told me like, hey man, the song that Sean wrote over there for Usher, boy, that's finna be a smash. So you hear it again like, oh, for real? And then I'm still like, all right, okay, cool. Whatever.
Yeah.
It took me to the point when they played the song, because I never heard Usher voice on it. I just heard Sean Garrett voice on it the whole time until they was like, okay, Zay, they want to go with papers for the first single, for this Usher single. I'm like, for real?
Ooh,
and even me, I'm still, you know, I'm the type of person that still don't get me too excited. Cause this music business, it'll let you down. You be thinking one way and then like, man, that junk ain't even happen.
Yeah.
It ain't till I heard it on the radio. It was one morning when they played it. Sean Collins like, hey, turn the radio on. They playing it. They played it about 8 times back to back. I was like, oh. I got Usher first single.
That's great. That's good.
So, you know.
Shout out to the publishing checks.
Yeah, man. Shout out to that.
Yeah.
That most definitely.
Shout out, because I do believe in not counting the money until it's in my hand.
Into my hand. That's how I ain't even know. Even after that, I still like, man, I still don't know what this gonna do till I get one of them, you know.
Yeah. One of them
checks is like, oh, wait a minute, for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's understandable. Now alright, we could get there. We could get to the okay, Versace. Versace.
Mm-hmm.
The Migos.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I heard Gucci helped found the Migos, or how was that like?
Migos was actually the artist by the name of Young LA he came over here one day.
I know LA.
Yeah, Young LA, and he came over here like, Zay, man, these dudes, somebody rapping on your beat talking about Bando, man, he going so crazy. He was talking about some little young guy. I like, for real? So I value his opinion. So when he told me that, I was like, oh, let me look it up. I went on YouTube and I seen Quavo rapping it. He was just standing up, just rapping. Trapped out the Bando.
Oh.
And I just seen him and I heard it, so I was like, oh, dude, going hard.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. I watched the little video, the Bando video. I was like, man, I gotta find these dudes. Gucci came over here. I showed him and Scooter on YouTube. Says, look at these guys right here. Gucci like, ooh, Zay, you gotta find them.
So you found them. What LA then?
Yeah. Now Gucci ain't get on to it till later.
Okay.
So I actually went to the club with OJ. OJ had to perform and Migos was there. You know, they wasn't popping or nothing yet. So and I was walking up to the VIP booth and Quavo stepped on my shoe.
Oh.
But I didn't know who he was. You know, I'm just, you know, how you squeezing through the crowd, and he's like, oh, damn, my bad. So he looked at me. I'm like, oh, bro, I was looking for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I told him. He's like, oh, Zay, we looking for you. So it just went from there. We exchanged numbers. They came over the next day. I loaded them up with beats. We recorded something for Fresh. Versace was one of the first songs that got recorded.
Yeah, that Versace record was crazy.
And what's so crazy about that is, just like I said, Papers, the beat was 3 years old. Versace was the same way.
Yeah.
If you go back and listen to Soulja Boy, Oh My God Part 2, you see he rapped on that same beat. You go back to listen to Plies Aristotle mixtape, he rapped on the same exact beat. But when I feel like a track has a certain potential to it and a hit, and ain't nobody writing no hit to it,
you got.
It's like, oh, I still got to pull it out the crates.
Yeah, you got to.
Now when I'm looking at these young guys, I'm like, well, hold on, let me get this to them too, because they might make, and they made magic out of it.
And then Drake hopped on that.
And then Drake got on. Drake said he didn't want to get on no. I want to get on Versace. So, you know, you can give them all the other songs. Nah, won't you get on this? Nah, I want to rap on. If y'all want me to get on a song, I want to rap on Versace. Hey, come on, get on this song then.